And thank you very much. It's 8 minutes past 6. Let's have a first look at the newspapers, and there's a stark divide on the front pages in how the papers cast what happened in Parliament yesterday. One word stands out from quite a few of the front pages. Cornered, the IPM cornered after day of defeat in the Commons. The Guardian also cornered. Johnson suffers triple Commons defeat. PM's call for snap October election rebuffed by Labour. MPs vote twice to scupper threat of no-deal Brexit. It pictures Boris Johnson at the dispatch box. But the Guardian does say an early election still appeared inevitable last night after the Labour leader signalled he would back Johnson's call for a snap poll once the bill opposing no deal has passed. The Financial Times again, Johnson backed into corner as Commons delivers double blow. And the Times, Johnson blocked as MPs refuse early election call. It pictures both the Prime Minister and his senior advisor Dominic Cummings outside Parliament yesterday. And the Times says Boris Johnson faces an increasingly desperate battle to force a general election as his enemies plot to trap him in office but without power until after the next Brexit delay.
The Tory supporting papers took their lead from the Prime Minister at question time yesterday. He dubbed Jeremy Corbyn a chlorinated chicken. The Telegraph headline, Hypocrite Corbyn rejects election to break deadlock. Matt, the cartoonist, has a man look at one of those poster vans that you get during elections. Vote Labour, but not just yet. The Sun on its front page, is this the most dangerous chicken in Britain? Its Photoshop artists have been busy putting Mr Corbyn's face onto a chicken. You can see the tone that we're likely to get if there is an election. The Sun editorial says Corbyn was always an unpleasant dimwit and a liar. Turns out he's a bottler too. The Mail, Corbyn chickens out of an election, but a much different tone, a rather different tone in its editorial, criticising the Prime Minister for his use of language. He not only called Corbyn a chlorinated chicken, but under his breath seemed to call him a big girl's blouse. The Mail editorial says, all highly amusing, no doubt, but Mr Johnson is Prime Minister, not President of a student debating society. We live in perilous times which demand grown-up leadership. Personal mockery, says the Mail, is no substitute for statesmanship. And the Mirror, clearly one of the few papers openly backing Jeremy Corbyn, has a picture of Boris Johnson with his head bowed. Britain's worst PM is the headline, and then in brackets it says, since the last one. It's now 6:10. Now the Tories